fought the rest, now try the best!
Let's talk about Kazuya for a second. I started my Kazuya journey way back in Tekken Tag Tournament 2, right? But it was just like dabbling here and there with Kazuya. It wasn't like a real, like being serious, really trying to like, it was just, having fun with the game, right? But then, Tekken 7, at the end of the lifespan, I started to play with a Kazuya a little bit as well, right? Heihachi as well. In Tekken 7, surprisingly enough, I liked Heihachi more than Kazuya, and that's what I was like, yeah, Heihachi's awesome. And I was kind of sad that he wasn't in Tekken 8 because I wanted to continue playing him. Long story short, through my Tekken 8 journey, I rediscovered Kazuya. You guys know, I play Yoshimitsu. Yoshimitsu's like my guy, right? But the thing about Yoshimitsu is just that he's really not Yoshimitsu. I kind of am at this point to where I dislike Yoshimitsu. And it took me a long time to get to this point because I feel like Yoshimitsu is not at all what he's supposed to be. All of his unblockables, or most of his unblockables, is no longer unblockables. Even if they are stronger and they give mix-ups on blocks, that's not what I want. I don't want a stronger, more busted character. I want Yoshimitsu. And his unblockables changing from how they used to operate. His identity is getting crushed. Also he has been changed from this turtle character to a rush down aggressor. So it's I know a lot about Yoshimitsu. I know how to win with Yoshimitsu. I know how to play Yoshimitsu. But I also know that Yoshimitsu isn't Yoshimitsu. So I can't do it. I just can't play Yoshimitsu because I just know deep down in my heart it's not him. But then when I discovered Kazuya back in January, it was really awesome because it was the first time where I felt like I can actually test myself. At that time, Yoshimitsu was really powerful and all you had to do was a combo and kill someone easy peasy, them cheeks are squeezy. It was piece of cake, right? So playing Kazuya at that time, who is a character who requires a lot more in terms of inputs, but then also he is a character who just has a totally different style than Yoshimitsu. It was just very satisfying. Then when I was playing him, I was like, yeah, this is really awesome. But then at that point in time, I was just scratching the surface, right? I wasn't really trying to do any hell sweeps. I didn't even try the electrics. But the reason why I didn't do those things is because, or try to do those things, is because I wanted to learn other parts of Kazuya. I wanted to learn about the forward 4, the down back 3, the back 4, I wanted to learn his other core mechanics before I sink a lot of time into electrics and stuff. And I feel like I've kind of done a good job so far, right, of learning all of these different tools with Kazuya. And now that I'm actually trying to incorporate the hell sweeps and the electrics and stuff like that, I feel like I'm really starting to cook. I'm really happy, playing Kazuya and seeing all of these things come together is the happiest I've been about Tekken in a long time. Doing electrics or, attempting to do electrics, right? But then also trying to do hell sweeps now, but also even those moments when I do a stature kick, knock someone down, stature kick. It's just so fun and rewarding. And playing Kazuya, but also I don't feel like it's super busted, right? I put on Twitter a couple hours ago that if every character was balanced like Kazuya, Tekken 8 would be fire. And the reason why I say that is because I feel like Kazuya is a character. Yes, he has some like they're getting rid of his weaknesses and they're doing this, 4-4-2 spam. He could combo you off the ground. There's some things that he's doing that is pretty bizarre, right? And I'll let the real Kazuya mains talk about whether or not it's ruining his identity, which also, the fact that I am starting my, Kazuya journey, I don't know what is his identity and what's not his identity, right? So that part of it isn't really affecting me type of thing, right? But what I was going to say is that, what was I going to say? I was going to say that I like how, with Kazuya, it's not so free. It's not so cheap. When I win against someone, I feel like I really took them down. I feel like I really understood what they were doing. And I won. Even though I like Yoshimitsu's keep out tools, spin, flash, down 4-2 and stuff like that, I get what people say when they say it carries the opponent, because it's just something different. When I sidestep someone with Kazuya, it kind of is more satisfying than the Yoshimitsu spin. I can't lie. It's more satisfying. Even though there's trade-offs there, right? Yoshimitsu loses life, etc., right? But it's just it's really sad. I don't know if it's satisfying because I'm having fun with Kazuya or if it's just satisfying because it's better. I don't know. What else do I have to say about Kazuya? Oh yeah, playing on analog stick. So when I first started Kazuya, a lot of people were saying like, "Oh, you can't do it, right? You're a scrub. You play Yoshimitsu, right? You know, baby buttons. You know, spam the flash. You can't do it, right?" And when I started telling people that I played analog stick, then that whole wave, like, "Oh, you play analog stick? You're for surely can't play the Mishimas." And it's like, I haven't been pushing back against any of it because, we'll find out soon enough. But like continuing on my journey of like being an analog god playing Kazuya, it's so fun. And it's like all of these different challenges that I'm coming up against, like trying to find the proper timing and the positioning on the electric, or like even just simple things like just normal combos like this forward down 1+2. Like that move is so cool, bro. I don't know how you guys feel about the forward down 1+2, but that move is awesome. The charge up on it. You know what I was wondering? As I was doing this to the Paul Phoenix player that I was playing against, because the Paul Phoenix player is the one that I really started to like unlock this like potential. But when I was doing it, the Paul Phoenix player was just standing there letting me do it. And I was wondering, like, why is this? Like, is it because he is afraid of the other, even though I'm not doing, all of the other things that Kazuya can do? Is he afraid of that? Which is why he's letting me do this move, charge up. It seems like it has a lot of like time. You do a forward, down forward, and then you charge the attack. And then they just stand there and let you do it over and over and over again. So that was really interesting, and I'm pretty sure the Paul Phoenix was probably afraid of something else, which is why he wasn't, challenging me there. Just stuff like that I've been like discovering was really cool. Like every new discovery has been amazing. Something that's been really amazing about Kazuya as well. Look, I'll tell you this. So you guys know how you guys been very helpful, very helpful. I'm a scrub. Everyone knows that. But you guys have been very, very helpful with, teaching me Kazuya, the do's and the don'ts and whatnot. But you know how you guys been saying, like, do like forward 4, down forward 2, back 4, 4. Basically these like type of knowledge checks. So you guys told me that these things were really effective. And like, I've been using it against people. But I don't know what it is now. But I'm starting to run up against people who knows about these knowledge checks and who counters them. When I was talking about Kazuya being like really like fair in that sense, that's a good example. Like his back 4, 4. So if you do back 4, it's like a high move that tracks, and then if you do 4 after, the person can get like counter hit, right? But what I didn't know is that they can jab you and interrupt your 4. Knowing that there is a type of risk there is awesome, because when it does work, it means that you like was in the opponent's mind so much to where they fell for it. It's not, because it's the difference, right? If you do back 4, 4 and the opponent has no way to stop it and they just die, then it's not really rewarding. And that's kind of the problem with Yoshimitsu. Is like you just do stuff with him and it works, and your opponent is just dead. So once I realized that Kazuya has these tools that can be stopped and the opponents will stop them, it made it that much more satisfying when they do land and when you find an opportunity to do it, So it's like that part of it was really cool, because then also when you win, it makes it that much more rewarding. So I love that aspect of it, of how like, yeah, he is a character who, is kind of demanding. He is a character who has strengths. He's a character who like, has simplification, and he's Tekken 8ified, but he also is like, he still is one of the few characters that's really playing Tekken. Like this is something when I was playing Yoshimitsu, right? And I was playing against Kazuya's, I still felt it. I feel like the best characters to play against in this game currently is Brian Fury and Kazuya. And I know Brian Fury is like considered to be one of the strongest characters in the game, but I just think he vibes off of Yoshimitsu very well. So that's why I like that matchup so much. But Kazuya, I feel like Kazuya offers real Tekken experience, not only fighting against him, but also playing as him. You play as Kazuya and you really get like that Tekken experience. Like when you are fighting against your opponent and you're trying to like, cook them, it's just different. Okay, so look, Kazuya, you have to play aggressive, but it's a different type of aggressive. It's not this Tekken 8 like weird like force aggression. With Kazuya, you're aggressive, you're on fire. The way that I would describe it is like with Kazuya, you are a divorced husband who's going to like Thailand. Like you're ready to get in there and go crazy. You know what I mean? Like that's how Kazuya is. Like you got to like when you're playing on that analog stick, you like that bad boy is zipping back and forth, up and down. Like you really be slamming that bad boy. Like that's you know how when you're watching a streamer and you hear their controller going crazy, like that's how you got to play Kazuya. Like I get it now. I get why those guys be like super silent and they just be like click 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 click. You just hear the clicking. You know, that's how you really have to play Kazuya. Like when you start doing those forward down fours and like back fours and stuff, it gets dicey. It really gets dicey. And that's the thing. This is what I kind of like about Yoshimitsu as well. Yoshimitsu is a character who doesn't have to play the whole forced aggression technique. You can still do a lot of like wild standing mix-ups with Yoshimitsu, you know, back turn mix-ups. You can still like play that type of like poke my opponent down, keep the pressure, without using the forced aggression that Tekken has, right? So you can play like that with Yoshimitsu, but you can also play Tekken 8. But with Kazuya, it's like you play like aggressive because that's the character. You're not playing aggressive because that's the game. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I just think Kazuya is really interesting, and I love the experience so far. It's a tough experience, right? This road is going to be long. It's going to be difficult,